Stop what you're doing. Right now, you are living in a biological mismatch. Your DNA, 50,000 years old. Your environment, 2026. This isn't just philosophy, this is biochemistry. And this mismatch is precisely why you wake up tired. Why your brain feels wrapped in fog by 2 p.m. and why you're aging faster than your grandparents did at your age. Here's what nobody tells you. Your body is not broken. Your environment is. You're running ancient software on incompatible hardware. The result? Chronic inflammation, mitochondrial dysfunction, hormonal chaos. But here's the thing, in the next 10 minutes, we're going to reverse engineer your biology. We're going to give you the architectural blueprint that took researchers decades to compile and biohackers millions of dollars to perfect. This isn't about supplements you can't pronounce or morning routines that take 3 hours. This is about understanding the 5 critical systems that control whether you thrive or merely survive. And once you see the architecture, you can't unsee it. Let's rebuild you from the ground up. Architecture starts with light. And I don't mean get some sun. I mean weaponize light. Here's what changed in January 2026. We now have definitive proof that 10,000 lux of blue-spectrum light exposure within 5 minutes of waking triggers a cortisol cascade that resets your entire circadian system. This isn't about mood. This is about ATP production, the actual energy currency your cells use to function. Your master clock sits in your suprachiasmatic nucleus. When you hit it with the right wavelength, at the right time, you're essentially telling every cell in your body, day has started. Begin energy production protocols. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people do this backwards. They check their phone first blue light, yes, but at the wrong angle and wavelength. This creates what researchers call circadian confusion. Your cortisol spikes, but your melatonin doesn't fully suppress. You're simultaneously wired and tired. The fix is absurdly simple. Get outside within 5 minutes of waking or use a clinical-grade light therapy device. 10 minutes, minimum 10,0 lux. Do this before coffee, before your phone, before anything else. Why does this matter? Because this single action regulates your mitophagy cycle, the process where your cells recycle damaged mitochondria. Think of it as taking out your cellular trash. Skip the morning light anchor, and that trash accumulates. Over months and years, this becomes chronic fatigue, brain fog, and accelerated aging. The circadian anchor isn't optional. It's foundational architecture. Let us talk about the nerve that controls whether you re-in-build mode or survive mode, your vagus nerve. It's the longest nerve in your body, and it's the master switch for your autonomic nervous system. Here's the brutal truth. If your heart rate variability, your HRV, is below 60, your body thinks it's being chased by a predator. Every single day, your digestion shuts down, your immune system goes dormant. Your brain diverts energy away from creativity and toward threat detection. You're not stressed because of your job. You're stressed because your vagus nerve is stuck in sympathetic dominance. The solution? This is a small device that delivers microelectrical pulses to the vagus nerve through your ear. Clinical trials show a 34% Increase in parasympathetic tone after just 2 weeks of daily use. But you don't need expensive devices to start. You need breathwork, but not the kind you've tried. The updated protocol is based on resonance frequency research. Here it is: inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds, repeat for 5 cycles. Why these numbers? Because at this ratio, you're matching your breath to your heart's natural oscillation pattern. You're forcing coherence between your respiratory and cardiovascular systems. Do this twice daily, once after your morning light exposure, once before sleep. Track your HRV. Within 2 weeks, you'll see objective proof that your nervous system is shifting out of survival mode. This is how you reprogram your stress response. Your energy isn't an abstract concept. It's a measurable output from your mitochondria, the power plants inside every cell. And here's what the 2026 research confirms. Most people are running on 40% capacity. Why? Because your mitochondria are damaged. Environmental toxins, processed foods, chronic stress, they all create reactive oxygen species that punch holes in your mitochondrial membranes. The result? You produce less ATP, less energy. You feel it as fatigue, but it's actually cellular bankruptcy. The breakthrough is combining methylene blue with red light therapy. Methylene blue is a compound that enters your electron transport chain and acts as an alternative electron carrier. Here's the protocol: 0.5 to 2 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, taken in the morning. Pair this with 10 to 20 minutes of 660 nanometer red light exposure on your torso. Why red light? Because 660 nanometers wavelength penetrates deep enough to reach mitochondria in muscle and organ tissue. It stimulates cytochrome C oxidase, the enzyme that supercharges ATP production. The synergy is remarkable. Users report a 40 to 60% increase in sustained energy within 3 weeks. No jitters. No crash. Just clean cellular energy production. But here's the warning: this is mitochondrial warfare. You're forcing damaged mitochondria into overdrive. If you don't support this with quality sleep, hydration, and nutrient density, you'll burn out faster than before. Mitochondrial optimization isn't a hack. It's a system upgrade. And like any upgrade, it requires compatible infrastructure. So let's bring this home. You now understand the architecture. But understanding without implementation is just entertainment. Here's your roadmap. Step 1. Get your biological age tested. In 2026, DNA methylation tests are available at most pharmacies for under $200. This test measures epigenetic markers that reveal your true biological age versus your chronological age. If there's a gap, if your cells are older than your years, you have structural leaks to fix. Step 2. Implement the circadian anchor. Également no exception. Tax ben minute tenth liking. This is your foundation. Step 3. Activate your vagus nerve. Use the 478 breathing protocol twice daily. Track your HRV with a wearable device. Your target? Get above 60 and keep climbing. Step 4. Optimize your mitochondria. Red light therapy, 10 to 20 minutes daily. Consider methylene blue supplementation after consulting with a qualified healthcare provider. Support this with quality sleep 7 to 9 hours in a cool, dark room. Here's what most people miss. This isn't about adding things to your life. It's about removing incompatibilities. Your biology wants to thrive. Your environment keeps sabotaging it. The circadian anchor removes light pollution. The vagus work removes chronic stress signals. The mitochondrial protocol removes energy scarcity. This isn't about living forever. That's not the goal. The goal is to live at 100% capacity until the very end. To collapse the morbidity curve. Toi venir, claret, talet in your final deck, not just your first 3. The architecture is ready. The research is published. The protocols are accessible. The future of human performance isn't coming. It's here. And it starts with understanding your biology. Welcome to the blueprint.